So this following video is going to be a bit different. I'm going to talk about how to improve your personal physical skills that will greatly enhance your abilities in tree work or whatever you do. So I'm going to introduce you to a longtime friend of mine who he's got an interesting occupation, but like me, he's spent his whole life with a physical job. I chose a physical job because I like staying fit. I like what I do. I love to climb. And let me introduce you to my friend Daniel Menendez. He's got a YouTube channel too, by the way. If you look him up, it's called You Juggle, or he's also called The Piano Juggler. He's pretty famous, actually. He's been on Johnny Carson. He's been on Ellen DeGeneres. He's been on Jay Leno. He's done 450 cruise performances. Anyway, I think you're going to like this. It's kind of a long fireside chat. Follow along. We got a little fireside chat here. We got a little fire going out here, and I got my friend Dan Menendez. Dan is one of my oldest friends. I've known him since 1964. We moved in next door to his family, and his brother Jack and my brother Brian, the four of us have been best of friends ever since. Well, he's become a professional juggler.
Okay, when I go like that, that's your signal to applause.
And when we were kids, we did a lot of activities that were involved in juggling and unicycles and balance and all kinds of things. And Dan and I were talking a little bit about how this particular activity at a young age has improved our lives in so many ways. I know that juggling has helped me in the tree business tremendously. And my ability to ride a unicycle and walk a slack cable and do all that sort of stuff has helped out in my balance in working in the trees.
Blair was riding unicycle, and our neighborhood kind of turned into a unicycle neighborhood.
Yeah, I remember an activity that we did as kids, and you said we all got into unicycles, and I think there was 5 or 6 of us, and we had a game that we used to play. At night, we drew a big chalk circle underneath the street light, and we made these tube socks full of rags, and we called the game Gladiator. We went into the circle, and we'd swing these tube socks around, and if you stayed up, you stayed in. And that really taught us a lot, because you had to learn all these quick stops and turns and spin arounds. You'd spin the tube sock around, and spin around on the unicycle and get the other guy. And it was so much fun.
It was like King of the Hill. Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But it was, you stayed in the circle on the unicycle. So here's a question for you, Dan. The youth of America is, I think, in my experience, for the most part, failing. They are a generation of computer gamers, and they're on their phones, and they don't really have much physical activity in their lives. Of course there's exceptions, but so many kids, they don't go outside and play like we did. We didn't have all the electronics. We didn't have all the, the stuff that kids get involved in. So I was just wondering how important you think learning a skill like juggling would be.
Well, I think it's one of many perfect activities that the kids don't even know they're craving, actually, that physical movement. And the technology is so new that none of us know how to deal with it. If somebody had said, here, we'll teach you how to juggle, I would have gone crazy, because it was a perfect thing for me, because I was kind of ambidextrous.
Well, we did a lot as kids. I mean, we were on our bicycles all the time.
Yeah, I think...
And we went fishing all the time and went to all the reservoirs. And, I think our lifestyle as kids is sort of lost. Parents today they're afraid of their kids getting hurt.
Yeah, and I think also they're afraid about the danger of them getting kidnapped or whatever, where we were just set free. Like my mom would just say, go outside.
Going into a different stage of activity and pushing ourselves. So we developed better coordination. We developed better self reliance as well as
Confidence.
confidence. Yeah, and without testing ourselves or without pushing ourselves, I don't think kids develop correctly.
One of the things that is so important for a kid and for anybody is that you try and you fail, and when you fail, that's when you learn.
Yeah.
And if you fail and you go, I don't want to do this anymore, then you don't get to learn more. So I thought I'd kind of teach you how to juggle. So quick juggling lesson, and then maybe we'll do some more tricks. It won't be a very long show because I'm not getting paid. So, so you need to get past that idea of I'm afraid to try because I'll fail, and then you miss out. You miss out on all the fun. And so getting past that and not worrying about that, and just pushing yourself a little bit, you'll be surprised that you'll learn how to do whatever it is you're trying to do.
I've always encouraged my kids to get out, but even with that, they're drawn to the electronics. They're drawn to the social media. It's just too much, and we're really out of balance. Balance is really important to me. I've always stressed learning balance exercises.
A social group that they can communicate with and be appreciated and be respected. Humans really want respect. And so that's why they're really into the social media, because it's replacing being separated. And everybody's got their house now, and they drive into their garage and they go into their house and they don't get out.
I'm 70 years old. Old Danny here, how old are you?
68.
68, so he's 2 years. We both have physical jobs. We both work out almost every day. I mean, Dan, you juggle for hours every single day just to keep competent in your abilities to get out and do these performances. He just went on a cross-country trip. He drove from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I'm his last visit. And you did what, 63 shows?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, 64.
You did. Yeah, he did one for me last night for my friends. Pushed him into it. I'm a little embarrassed by that. Anyway, long story short is I think that if you are a little bit older and you can pick up an activity like juggling, it's going to improve your dexterity. It's going to improve your mental faculties, because there's a lot of concentration involved. But it's also a really relaxing way to develop skills that are going to help you for just about anything that you do. Dan and I have talked a lot of times about, when things fall off the table,
Yeah, every person that's learned to juggle will tell the story about, after I learned to juggle, I opened the refrigerator and something fell out and I caught it. Yeah. And I thought, oh, that's because I now can juggle. And I've heard that over and over. And
that's happened to me, yeah.
I'm talking about beginner jugglers, right after they started juggling. So it's having an effect. It's giving them more new reflexes that they didn't have. The first thing you want to learn when becoming a juggler is 2 balls in one hand. The 2-ball juggle looks like this. You can go in a circle that way. You can go in a circle this way, back and forth like this. The next thing you want to do is get that 3rd ball into the pattern. You put the 3rd ball, you stick the 3rd ball. How's that look? Actually, you just drop the 3rd one in and the 3 will start to go. You drop the 3rd ball in the thing. This is not working. So I thought I'd kind of teach you how to juggle. So quick juggling lesson, and then maybe we'll do some more tricks. It won't be a very long show because I'm not getting paid. So, all right, if you're left-handed, it looks like this. So now, once you get your juggling pattern, off the head. Usually I do this until they start applauding. That's 3 balls. You do them together, and the trick is they're not switching hands. Can you see that? You can do it like this, and it looks like they're really not switching. There is a way to make them switch, and it's high-low like that. It's much harder. And there's one more. But you're not ready.
ready for real juggling unless you can do more than 4 right. Say yes.
Yes.
Good. 5 balls in the air at one time. Can I get a no way from the crowd?
No way!
Let's try that again. Can I get a no way from the crowd? No way. Okay. 5 balls in the air at one time.
Yep.
Okay, I get more than one try with this because it's getting dark. That's what I say. Wait.